Wonder you probably wouldn't play mass market appeal games to save your life. I only do it if it's something that I'm actually interested in. If, gosh, you will know when I've, like, truly sold out. It'll be obvious. I wear my heart on my sleeve one way or another. It's probably part of the... Oh, you shit. Probably a problem. Makes me more susceptible to things. I got another comment. Back to the backseat gaming. Stop talking about backseat gaming. I'm sick of it. And it's like, yeah. You understand me. It's like... Maybe it's too on the sleeve here and there. But I don't think I could do it any other way. Okay, let's get him over there. There we go. Even this room sucks. Room sucks. We'll talk about Anthem in chat. I liked Anthem. I thought it was an almost good game. Would have been a great beta, and I was very excited to see where they were going to take it, and then I found out it was coming out in like 2 weeks, and I was like, what are you smoking? And the answer was money. They were literally burning money to make that game. And it makes me so sad, because, like, I like mech suit games. I like games where you're in, like, big, tough robot armor, and you're going around just smacking the shit out of stuff. Like, that is cool to me. I don't have a double jump. Why do I keep assuming I have a double jump? Probably Risk of Rain. Okay. There we go. Excuse me, nothing. Yep. Trying very hard to avoid taking more damage than I can. I really gotta use the barbaric yop more often. Let's skip that for a second. That looks like a hard room to approach anyway. Ow. Oh, does the barbarian yell? Get rid of... He got rid of all of the spikes on the ground. In an area, but still. That's super helpful, actually. +1 for the barbarian. Okay, so in that case, we want to go over here. Yeah, it destroys the thorns. That's super good. Yes, come to me, Axis. There we go. This works. Because yeah, I would gladly play a good version of Anthem interchangeably with like Destiny and Warframe. And, you know, just kind of cycle between them evenly. I almost wonder if you could actually have a very symbiotic tri-studio game system where you effectively, you run an MMO, you do crossovers with another MMO, and effectively, periodically, you, you know, you release new content for your game, and then you give it like 3 to 6 months while you work on the next bit, and kind of direct your fan base to slowly move over to the other game. It probably wouldn't work, but, like, I would love it if specifically, like, okay, let's run with this hypothetical, this insane hypothetical that would never happen because capitalism, but, like, yeah, sort of a Megazord MMO, but not really. So, one thing I absolutely hate are daily logins. Daily logins, monthlies, weeklies, that kind of garbage, absolute trash. Not super fun. But what if, like, one MMO or, like, a couple of companies worked together and said, okay, we are going to have synchronized dailies, monthlies, weeklies, or whatever, where you got sick of playing Warframe? Well, Destiny's got this this sweet new content pack. Oh, burnt out on Destiny, got all the stuff. All right, well, Warframe just came out with its new story thing. And instead of the games doing this kind of in a vacuum, they do it in a very symbiotic manner, so I don't have to keep Warframe installed and logging in daily just to get the daily rewards. But, you know, if I could get the daily rewards kind of unilaterally between these couple of products, as long as I stay within this specific ecosystem, you know, would that work? Probably not. You know, that no company would really want to do that kind of crossover, with the exception of maybe Square Enix. But yeah, games that synchronize content updates to steadily stream it out. Yeah, exactly. So instead of having, you know, World of Warcraft putting out its new expansion, and then like a month later Warframe does the same thing, you know, they pace it out, they... Money. It's okay. I got magnetism. There we go. Now if we find the boss, we can actually take him on. Like I said, though, never happened, but it would be so nice, at least from my perspective, because last night I logged into, not Warframe for the first time, Guild Wars 2 for the first time. Let's see, what would they get out of it? A more consistent player base. One of the biggest issues that a lot of MMOs have, hey, here we go, is that the player base drops off after a while, and they only come back for the major updates. Like, it's already there. This already happens. And having, like, a schedule, a more, like, consistent schedule where they don't compete with each other would actually be quite nice. I guess part of the reason why I think about this is because when I was in high school... Oh, well, ow. You actually have to very much stay within range of him. Ow. I think the big issue I'm running into... I wish he'd only do that laser if he was in the center of the room. And I gotta remember I've got 2 air dashes. Okay, there we go. Anyway, when I was in college, I had 7 different art classes per quarter. Up to that much. And it was difficult to keep up with. And one consistent complaint I had was that none of the teachers would talk to each other. That it was always just... Okay, here we go. Try doing the charge. Spooky. I don't know if there's a follow-up to that one. What's he doing? Oh, he's just doing this one. Got it. Oh! Okay, we are now in one-hit wonder territory. Ah! I jumped, but not quite. There we go. I don't like glaucoma. Cartographer. Oh, this guy. Let's see how that goes. I got real close. Biggest problem is there were a couple problems that were holding me back there, but I'm getting close. Map is revealed, no position marker. Oh, interesting. That'll be a bit tight. Yeah, so if I was an archer, that might have probably been a bit easier. We got hit by a couple of random hits that were going to be a little hard. His giant void laser is really, really rough if you don't have a double jump. And we haven't found that rune yet, and I'm not even sure if it exists. Anyway, so when I was in when I was in college, I had a lot of classes. I mean, go figure. But the big issue that I ran into with a lot of them is that they never talked to each other. So I would have like 2 weeks of nothing, and then 1 week of hell. And it wouldn't be one of those where I could have pre-done my work. It would be like straight up just basic light practice pieces, you know, nothing projects that only take like an hour or two. And then, say, third week of the semester, we were on the quarter system, but it's fine. Let's see. Third week of the quarter, we would get, like, a project from each of our classes. Not so bad. Due next week. That's pretty bad. And so suddenly we would go from having no workload to a workload that most people would not be able to complete well in a reasonable amount of time. And the teachers always said, oh. That's interesting. The teachers always said to us, like, well, that's how the real world works. You can't, you know, your clients aren't going to just, like, respect your other clients' work. And it's like, yeah, they're not going to. Because I'm not going to accept 50 different contracts simultaneously, you turd. I had an argument with one of my teachers about this, where I was like, look, if I'm overwhelmed, I'm not going to accept 5 projects at once. I'm going to do 3 at a time and not overdo it. And they just chuckle. And admittedly, I'm not in the art industry anymore, so you know what? Maybe they're right. But it was just like, it was just kind of this shitty realization that these guys just didn't give a shit about the students. And so, yeah, it meant that I would have like 2 weeks of nothing and then like 1 week of hell on repeat for 4 years. And I got used to it eventually, mainly because I got used to not sleeping, which was terrible in its own right. Aha! But a better program would have said, okay, this is, you know, this week, this teacher is going to be putting work out. This week, this teacher is going to be putting work out. And kind of rinse repeat until the semester quarter is over. And it would have been so much healthier for me as a student to have that option. And so I'm not saying that, like, MMOs need to do this, but having a reason to... Oh, you shit. Having a reason to stay within a specific ecosystem of games would actually be really healthy for a lot of developers. Okay. Because, yeah, I'm not super willing to play, like, 5 years worth of Destiny. But I would be glad to play 5 years worth of kind of this not hybrid. Ow. I still have armor. Wow, that fire does no damage. Yes, I just farted on his face. Uh-oh. Damn it. I'm misjudging his patterns. That's gonna get me. That's unfortunate. Did he just fart on the boss? Yeah, I was using it as a double jump, but lets me fart on the boss's face. Okay, so... Ooh. That might be good. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't get nearly enough money on that last run. Cartography is kind of interesting. I don't think I'm going to care too much about it. But yeah, I would absolutely stay within like a specific ecosystem of games that collaborate in a way that is beneficial to me. Because I would gladly hop between Guild Wars, World of Warcraft, and let's say... it's another just random MMO. I mean, Warframe. But they'd never work together because probably less profit for them, maybe? I'm just thinking about, like, what that would do for brand loyalty. Like, I could see maybe one company do it. Ow. That is completely not worth it. I really want to try and take a ranger into that boss fight. See how they do. Bam. Kind of worth it? We'll see. Gosh. It's like I lost all skill going from that. I really wish once you found the boss teleporter, you could just go back to it. It would be a nice little change. I'm very focused on quality of life always. There we go. Maybe if that was an upgrade or something. Like, every boss would actually have, like, a specific keyed-in teleporter on the castle kind of thing. And you could buy an upgrade to just keep it there. I guess that's the point of the architect. Now that I'm thinking about it. That's what's different. I was wondering, it's like, I want to just go fight the boss. I don't want to have to keep going through the randomized castle. But I don't remember having this problem in Rogue Legacy, and that's because the architect would just let me lock the castle in for a round. Man, barbarians do... Oh. Well, I don't think I was going to be able to do that one anyway. Oh, they were right underneath me. Yeah, barbarians do crazy damage. Like, I didn't really think about it because I hadn't played the knight recently, but... like, the amount of damage that I do compared to another... one of the other classes is kind of obscene. Okay, let's go down. What's another good example? Well, yeah, no. Because I was thinking maybe about, like, Fall Guys. Because I was looking at the Fall Guys Season Pass thing. I think part of it is just I'm not terribly motivated to play Fall Guys. Even though, like, it just came out and everybody loves it, it's kind of one of those where it's like, I think I've already burnt out on a lot of the games. And maybe if there just weren't any team games, it wouldn't be so bad. And I don't want to say, like, the team games are unilaterally terrible. I think I just am not excited about doing them. Same thing with the tail grabbers. I like the platforming ones. Or the, like, kind of dodge stuff ones, because then that's just kind of light fun. Team games always feel like you're just watching a clock tick down and wait. Okay. Where the heck? Gosh darn it. This is a dead end. I don't necessarily mind, but I don't need money anymore. There's nothing for me to buy. Well, at least the brambles haven't just done tons of damage to me. Do we go up? Do we go down? Like, even just a hint on where to go. Make all the difference. Down we go. Not betting on this being the right direction. Don't get hit. Nope. Wow. These whole don't get hit rooms, they got worse. Like, they used to be kind of annoying. Now they're just like, good luck. Let's see. Oh, let's go over here. Nope. Damn it. I think that the mobs don't respawn once you've cleared a room in this game. Sort of. They respawn whenever you die. But yes, that is quite nice. A lot of games have been doing that. Respawning mobs are always... I get why they're a thing in a number of games. Nope, not gonna get that one. It's fine. Unless that had chicken, at which point, less fine. Nope. Okay. Up here and spin. Ow. Please give me... Whoops. Bye. Wow. That extra damage is good stuff. And we're getting all this money that we're never going to need. I'm going to come back to this for like the 1.0 release and just have a silly amount of money. The main issue is I'm probably going to start over with the 1.0 release. That's always the killer part for me with early access games, is like, by the time they're finally done, I am not as interested anymore. Or not as interested. I don't remember. I mean, it's also I'm not as interested anymore, but I don't know if that would be a Freudian slip or what, given the situation. Ow. Anyway. But it's like, hey, found it. We're very wounded. Do we just practice on him anyway, or do I go looking for health? I'm gonna stick my head out this direction. Well, I was going to try and get some HP back. It didn't work. I have some chicken. Thank you. All it takes is quick ask and we're good. Okay, here we go. Please chicken me. Just one chicken. No chicken. Well, it's whatever. Hope they wipe on 1.0. That would absolutely make people mad. But at the same time, from my perspective, like, I say early access takes 6 months. Okay, maybe I could deal with like an early access period that long. But 9 months, 10 months, 2 years, 5 years? Like, I'm going to want to start over just to feel like it's a fresh playthrough. Right, I forgot this heals you half your health every time. That's actually quite nice. Alright, Asteroid Namek. Immediately take a bunch of damage. Let's see. Damn it. Oh, he's got bonus armor. Well, he's in that mode. And there I go. Gosh. Can I have a good archer? Puritan. Well, this could be a problem. Way I see it, with 1.0, the experience is completely different. Everything's the same playthrough. You can enjoy it properly. People who get mad they lost progress don't make sense to me, because they made progress in an unfinished mode. From my perspective, it's a time investment thing. I have very little time in life. I mean, okay, that's a little defeatist, but realistically, today's kind of was supposed to be my day off. I don't get day offs very often, and so I'm kind of protective of them, but I also squander them freely. Oh. That's what Puritan is. What the hell? Okay. I mean, it's not so bad. I wish Puritan would actually, well, no. I understand what it is. But it's like, by that logic, it's almost impossible for me to to get invested in early access games. That, like, what is the point playing this game ever if I'm going to lose it all? And so, like, I would almost prefer it if you had a save, it would give you, you know, a couple thousand gold or something. You know, and you can even opt out of it. It's like, hey, looks like you played the early access version of this game. Here's a boost to, you know, make it so you don't have to grind quite as much at the start of Rogue Legacy unless you want it. And, you know, that only happens once after the wipe. Easiest example I can think of is actually a game from this year. I really like Stonehearth. It's a great game. But every time they updated it, they wiped my save. And it sucked. And they're like, well, you can just, you know, play on the old version. But, like, that was annoying. That's not what I wanted to do. And so starting over that much was just frustrating. And I know, yes, it's a roguelike, but it wasn't really a roguelike. It was like a rogue-ish like that had permadeath off as an option, which I very much appreciate. But so, I think if you're somebody that gets really invested in one game at a time, it's not so bad. But for me, the more a game doesn't respect my free time as an individual, the more I kind of get frustrated by it. And so I don't think this is the best... This is not the hill I want to die on for Rogue Legacy 2. But I'm trying to explain why, from my perspective, it's actually quite frustrating to lose everything every single time. And I'll still do it because, like, I have an ulterior motive. I'm doing it as a YouTube series and telling people to start watching a series on episode 30 when the actual 1.0 release is going. They're like, when the 1.0 release is out, go figure, people aren't going to want to watch it. Retaliation, it's okay. That's a dead end with nothing on it. That's mean. I just wish early access wasn't the new normal. I miss when 1.0 was the norm. Yeah, and like, there are certain games where it works. I think I even talked about this specifically with Rogue Legacy, that I wish they had gone the Kickstarter route instead, with like a closed beta that was just like, okay, does this work? Do people enjoy this? And then otherwise, you know, kept it to smaller focus testing instead. Because it kills my enthusiasm for a game to play like 10 hours of that in unfinished version. And so normally what I would do is stop at 1, but if it's a game I really love, or if it's a game that's doing really well. Like, I play more of it, but then I just feel empty about playing again. Let's see, isn't the 1.0 coming out soon? I doubt it. This just came out in early access. And so I really appreciate early access as a means of funding games, but I feel like we're going to hit a point where it's going to start backfiring. And people aren't going to want to buy any early access anything. Oh, that's an enemy there. The mosaic isn't a problem, except for sometimes the enemies look exactly, or they blend in way too well with the background. Let's see, it already has. Grounded, for example, isn't what it should be. Oh, damn it. Thought I'd be fine. I was not. See, I've already read that one. Yeah, Grounded, I don't know. And it's like, I think a lot of games still do benefit, and a lot of... Oh, I guess that one wasn't going to bounce in on my face. I think there are still merits for early access. It's just rough. Because I want to be enthused about a 1.0 release for a game. And I'm always just kind of like, yeah, I guess I'll play it. What's a good example? You know what? I have the same problem with DLC. DLC expansions. When a game gets a DLC expansion, I'm just like, yeah, what's the point anymore? It's a great example. I got approached to play the Blasphemous DLC. I would love to play Blasphemous. I'd love to finish that. But it's just... It's not special to, like, get a big DLC that updates a game half the time anymore. It works in a couple of games like Dark Souls. I say playing recently. Or, Fable: The Lost Chapter, I think is probably my favorite example of, like, a DLC expansion. That and Yuri's Revenge, where the game really got, like, a DLC that expanded the story, made it a lot more interesting, and so on and so forth. And I got excited to go back for those. And I think I missed that excitement. It's a twofold problem here. Ow. Should not have done the fart. Oh, that went poorly. Really hoping I could get my shields up, but it's fine. Let's see, was the Asteroid roguelike early access? Nope. You're talking Nova Drift? Nova Drift is super interesting because it launched 1.0. Oh, what the hell? Come on. Right. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see, can't you just wait for the early access? I mean, I especially can't. You have to realize I'm in kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation when it comes to covering games. Because if I skipped out on every early access product on the market, I would play nothing. And I would have very little to do. Like, take it. I mean, take this game for example. Love Rogue Legacy. I don't want to wait for the 1.0 release. Just to wait. And if I waited until the 1.0 release, I can guarantee less people would watch the one. Okay. This is a bad hot take, I... Okay, how did that not hit me? There we go. Sort of hot take. I have to pay attention, I'm sorry. More people are going to watch this early access series than are going to watch my 1.0 series. And that is... that's almost invariably true. Let's see, Nova Drift is still early access, so sort of. The interesting thing about Nova Drift being early access is it's not. It's 1.0, he's just still developing it. What's the difference between early access and in development? And in my mind, the easiest way to kind of differentiate the two is when Nova Drift came out and it was 1.0, it felt done. And every update has been gravy after that. But like for this game, Rogue Legacy 2, the boss is like overtuned, so he's super hard. I can't level up all the way. So I'm kind of limited in what I can do. This is going to be a rough run. Wow. Okay, just avoid Napoleon Boner Pants. Jerk some ride. Ah, didn't work. Tried. Oh, it's just defeat all enemies. Okay, that's better. I don't have to specifically do this hitless. I like that. Okay, there's him. There we go. Siphon Rune. More mana per hit. Useful, sort of. The only problem is... I often don't have particularly useful spells. Like, I really want the Fireball and the Magic Missile going into the boss fight, but I haven't seen it go by. Okay. But yeah, so some of my grumps on early access are very much just the fact that, like, this is my job, and so I'm going to have different foibles than I think a lot of people might have. Did I get him? Got him. Why did I do that? It's like, what would be a good example? Imagine being a taste tester. That's it, actually. Imagine being a taste tester. And your job is to test food to make sure it's good. You know, the chef will make a dish, you will test it. You will say, yeah, this is good, this is good. Like, this would be a good dish. Or maybe a food reviewer. Doesn't really matter. Except for at some point, somebody cracks the code and realizes that people will eat half-finished meals for the same price, with the promise that the second course will be out later, and you know, that probably happens, and maybe it's good. But you still have to eat, like, an unfinished meal, you know, some uncooked pasta. Bullying. This is worth it. Holy shit. And so from a business perspective, absolutely the restaurant is brilliant, you know, in using this system. It makes perfect sense. people are buying, you know, this half-finished burger, this half-finished meal for full price, and, you know, then you have enough capital to finish the meal. But for everybody that eats that half-finished meal, there's kind of this feeling of like, yeah, but do I want to do that again? Why did I do that? Let's hope the boss isn't on the other side of this. The game testers do this sort of thing. That's a good one. There's part of the reason why I am pressing the thank you. It's part of the reason why I didn't end up becoming a game tester. Full price isn't always true for early access. How much does Rogue Legacy sell them for? Because you're right. Some games discount it. Most early access games don't. I think Minecraft did it well, and maybe I think I would have less grumps about it if everybody followed the Minecraft system. Because I bought Minecraft. I bought 2 copies of Minecraft back in 2010. 2010? Yeah, 2010. I bought them for 15 bucks each, I think. And you know what? That was a damn good price for them. And nowadays, if I paid, what is it, 30? 30 bucks for Minecraft? Still would feel pretty decent about that. If I had paid 30 bucks a pop back in 2010, I don't think I would have bought either. I might have, but like, it just wasn't there yet. And I can't even complain that I pay for a lot of early access games. They get sent to me. Hey, that's what I needed. Okay, 16 bucks if you have the original. That's actually a very fair price. And I think the one folly of this argument, this conversation that I'm having right now, is I don't think Rogue Legacy is necessarily the worst offender here. In fact, it's actually a very poor example of early access done wrong. Because it's actually quite good. But no matter what, I'm still going to be slightly less enthused about the 1.0 release when it comes out. Just by nature of the fact that I played it early access. I live off of novelty. There we go. And without that novelty, everything is just slightly less exciting. Ow. Nope, out of mana. Balls. Yeah, probably just fired off too many. There we go. I almost kind of wish hitting enemies with your staff gave you more mana back. That'd be kind of a neat little change. That... Let's see. There we go. That if you're particularly brave or foolhardy and you can master it, it's gonna hurt. I just want to go fight the boss. Please just facilitate that for me, game. I don't want to have to keep looking for it. Let's see. Saying something about being a game tester. So, I used to work at a game studio. Not for too long, just a year. So, worked at a game studio for just a year. I started as an artist, just working for them. Ooh, hollow bones on this guy. That might be really interesting. Okay. And there's nothing for me to spend money on. I guess we just start buying these? Not that I can actually wear it. There we go. Okay. So I started as an artist for them, and then they didn't need me as like just a full-on artist, so I was a technical artist fixing up animations for Flash games, converting over to HTML5, and also making thumbnails for their games, which actually turned out to be really useful for me. Because turns out YouTube thumbnails are real important. Go figure. Anyway, the very tail end of the work there, they didn't even need me for that, or they had decided they didn't want me around, so they weren't giving me more important things to do. Both are probably true. I straight up had a conversation with my boss who was like, hey, we should probably talk about what you're going to do at this studio. And then never got back to me. And I wasn't sure if I was supposed to get back to him about it. I kept asking for work, and they, started giving me less and less. And so by the tail end of it, they had me working as QA. But they didn't teach me how to do QA, so they're just like, play this and take notes on what's wrong. And it's like, okay, so very clearly, I'm being let go immediately. I get to kind of check out, but I'll still do the work. And so I spent like a month and a half doing pure QA work. For this studio, and it was not fun. Because effectively you just play a really buggy, unfinished build of a game over and over and over again, doing weird, insane shit constantly to try and get it to break. Let's see. You know, in this case, let's actually take the damage, gain the max HP. That might be helpful on this character. Actually, it might be really helpful right now. I don't think I've taken any damage. We're going to heal back up to full. And I'm going to have a lot of HP into this. Okay. Let's see if Slow Fall screws me over on Lamech. Okay. Nope. Am I in a safe spot? I am in a safe spot. I tried so hard to avoid it. The problem is there's just a long enough cooldown on the bow. That's hard for me to get around. There we go. Let's just plink him a bunch. Oh, that's just mean. That's super mean. With Slow Fall, I might be able to keep myself in the air perpetually. But it's going to be a difficult thing. Ah, I walked right into that one. All right, I'm not sure if I'm actually enjoying this as much right now. Like, I really want to try fighting with the wizard. The problem is I'm not quite good enough at avoiding his hits, and I can't find him when I play as a wizard. Well, we'll see how this goes. Because, yeah, I'm just gonna keep chucking myself into these stages, getting a good character that can't find him, and a okay character that can find him and dies. Well, we'll see. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So, I've got mana regen, which actually might be really strong. The biggest issue is can't get hit. But my mana comes back over time, so maybe it's not so bad. Okay. Anyway, so I didn't get to do as much QA work at that studio as I did with some other studios. Or as I probably would have done at another studio. There we go. It's working. There we go. Those do some damage. Oh, bounce him off the floor at him. That works. Okay, this has the potential for being one of the stronger runs I have available. I just have to not get smacked. Ever. At least I'm not... It's not one-hit kill territory. Ooh, yes? Not really that helpful. There we go. Got a bit spooked. Grab these, though it doesn't matter too much. Is vampirism not healing me? No, it is. Okay. I guess I just took more damage from that than I thought I did. Got it. Alright, get rid of him. Want to be as close to full health as possible. Nope, that's a solid no from me. Don't get hit. Still solid no from me. I guess there's the potential for a double jump rune, which would make a huge difference in my ability to win here, but whatever. Because yeah, it would mean getting around that laser real easy. I'll have to focus on dodging real hard. Assuming I make it there. Oh, thank you, I found him. Alright, I'm full health. I have 50 HP. But we can do some insane garbage that hopefully lets me just whomp him. No! I was pressing the dodge button! Or, not the dodge button, the jump button. No! Yeah, there's a little bit of a... I can't cancel my animations that well. I'm losing it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to come back to this. The problem is, I had unlimited power, so I could just sit there shooting a bunch. But it just... I'm losing patience, and it's killing me. And the other thing is, because of that slight animation delay, so after you cast a spell, you can't always just jump. And so the problem that's getting me is that I'd be like mashing the jump button and I do like a short hop instead of the full jump, or I just wouldn't jump at all. And so I kept getting hit where I feel like I shouldn't, but I think it's just a matter of like I need to be slower and more patient. But the more I lose to this boss... No, it's not even that. The more I have to go through the damn castle to get to the boss to try and fight him, the less patient I am about it because I'm so tired of running through the castle. I think that Architect is such a necessary thing, and I never thought about it. You know, when I played Risk of Rain, Rogue Legacy 1, I was like, who needs the Architect? Y'all just fight the boss when I go by. But with the boss being overtuned and having a much more defined pattern that's important to learn and get used to, that 10 to 20 minutes between boss fights is killer. That was actually one of the big issues that I always ran into with Dark Souls, is that there were certain times where you had to run through like a tremendous amount of level just to get back to a boss fight, and it made it a lot harder to learn how to do the boss fight. Easiest example I can think of is Bed of Chaos. Absolute trash fire of a level, absolute trash fire of a boss. And inevitably, I did discover that, yes, you can run through the entire level and just avoid enemies and not give a shit. But the first time I did Bed of Chaos, you had to slog through everything just to get to the indisputably shittiest boss fight in the game. And so that run-up just makes you... It's torturous. And... from my perspective, I'm getting that same feel, not because it's bad, but it's just because I just want to focus on the boss fight after a certain point, especially because money wasn't helping me anymore. It's like, once more content, once more zones get added, and once the architect's in, it won't be bad at all. But right now, because it's in this incomplete state, I'm playing, it's like a rock in my shoe, and I'm walking, and it's rough. Anyway. At least for now, I'm gonna give it a bit of a break so I can get my head back on straight. And mostly just chill.